ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now, in today's video, we are going to have a look at the WZ-121, the Tier 10 Chinese medium tank. This tank is a very, very good tank. It is a very, very good tank when played correctly. So it's a medium tank with it has the higher alpha gun, and it does have decent, well, very, very good turret armor. So you have to use that to hit its advantages. So we're going to have a look at the stats. We are going to have a look at the armor, and then we're going to have a look at a battle that has one of my subscribers has sent me quite a long time ago. I've actually kept it on my phone. I just haven't really had the time to make this video. But so we're going to look at the stats first, and then we will look at the armor. So the DPM, for what it is, it has obviously the higher alpha. So it's got 420 alpha, which is one of the highest in tier 10. So it's pretty much got like a heavy damage, but it's obviously with the medium speed, etc. So the alpha for 420 to have 3440 DPM is actually very, very good. Penetration is 245 on your standard, or on your AP, 290 on your heat, and just 68 on your HE. But the 68 HE, you do have 500 alpha, so if you can get some HE shots out, make sure that you do use that. It is a 122mm gun. The rate of fire is 8.19. That gives it a 7.3 second reload. So the reload is obviously slightly higher than other mediums, around sort of the 5 or 6 seconds, but you got to remember it does have that higher alpha gun, so that is why your reload time is a little bit higher than the rest. Aim time, very, very good on this tank, like very good, at 0.91. That is the best in tier 10 when it comes to mediums. As you can see there, 1 out of 17. It is the best when it comes to aim time when in tier 10. So dispersion dispersion 0.335, so that isn't the best. In fact, it is one of the worst when it comes down to gun dispersion. So basically you just need to sort of stop, aim, shoot. If you're trying to sort of run away and shoot, it's probably not going to be good. And yeah, it's not a camping tank. It really isn't a camping tank. It is a bully tank. You can bully other mediums with the WZ-121. So dispersion there, you can see that when moving is very, very bad. It's the worst, in fact, when rotating, and when rotating the turret, all very, very bad, and the worst in mediums. Gun depression, it does have 6 degrees of gun depression. It's not great, but it's better than it used to be, because when this tank was first into the game, it had like 3 degrees of gun depression. It was really, really, really bad. Speed 56 going forward, 20 in reverse. And as you can see, all the terrain, etc, etc, etc. So we're going to have a look at the armor profile on the tank, and just to show you pretty much how to play the tank, or what you should do in this tank. So there is the front of your tank. So of course the upper plate is not bad, it's okay, but you're not going to bounce too much on that upper plate. The lower plate as well isn't great, but it's all about the turret. It really is all about the turret, especially if you are in a hold down position. If you're using the 6 degrees of gun depression that it's got, then it really isn't that bad. The hatches on top, obviously, as you can see, are quite weak, so you will be able to be penned. So yeah, the best thing is just move your turret, you know, go backwards and forwards, then you should be okay. So we're going to have a look at the game that someone has sent me, and we'll talk about the tank during that battle. So is the tank, to start off with, is the tank worth grinding? Is it a decent tier 10 when you've got so many mediums out there? Mediums with around sort of 3,500, 3,600 DPM, mediums that go a lot quicker, and mediums that have a lot less on the reload. I mean, as I've said, you're looking at around 7 seconds, or just over 7 seconds on your reload for this tank, 7.3 here. And you get other tanks with sort of just over 5-second reload when it's in tier 10. So that's around almost 2 seconds difference. So that is a big time. That is a long time. If you are sort of one versus one in other mediums. So is it worth grinding, or is it you might as well just stick to other mediums? But straight off the bat, yes, it is definitely worth grinding the WZ-121. It's not the best of grinds, especially the 120. I mean, the 120 has been made better recently, but I just think it's still not fantastic, but it's all right. That's about it. It is all right. I would try to grind the WZ-120 as quickly as possible to get the WZ-121. Now, it's one of those tanks that if you don't play it how it should be played, you will suffer. And if you are in sort of a 1 versus 1 situation, this tank is pretty good when you are in a 1 versus 1 against another medium. Now, if you're against another medium, you can actually bully that. If you're up against, say, something like a Leopard 1, you could easily get to the side of the Leopard 1, load up the HE, and your DPM will, if you can HE the side of a Leopard 1 or the rear of a Leopard 1, then your HE will pretty much be a bit more than the Leopard 1. So you will be able to bully these guys as long as you are competent in the tank. If you're not, then you will get destroyed. And you've got to remember, you don't have much armor on the side, the rear, and on your front. It's all about the turret. Now, if you are face hugging another medium, then it will be a more difficult pen for them, especially if you are making it hard for them. If you're moving around, making it difficult for them to be able to aim. So you just got to try your hardest not to let them get the whole shots, and you just need to put your turret in their face as much as possible. Now, I'm not saying it is the strongest of turrets. It isn't the strongest of turrets, but for a medium tank, the turret is actually really nice. And your DPM, as I've said at the start, your DPM is still really good for what it is, 420 alpha. So yeah, the DPM is still really good for a medium tank with a high alpha gun like this. And if you're able to get some HE shots out, then do that, because you will pump up that DPM a lot more. So it isn't the you can't always carry in this tank, of course. When you're up against these heavy tanks, then this is where you will struggle. But again, even heavy tanks, like if you can try to hide behind a rock or a building or something like that and only show your turret, you still will be able to get shots off. And yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, you're still going to be able to get some bounces off. So do bear that in mind, that you do have a nice turret, and as you can see there, very nice bounce from the VK. So he does mess up a little bit here. He took that shot just a little bit too early. He should have just waited a little bit, and it would have been a win. He would have won the game right there if he would have just taken that shot literally a split second later. What you got to still be careful of course, if you are low hit points with up against a high alpha gun, then they will be able to HE you as well. So do bear that in mind. And as you can see, it was a very bad mistake trying to get that shot off with 3 minutes left on the clock. There, with a map like this, that is a long time. So that was a very long time, but nevertheless a fantastic game, over 7,600 damage. But yeah, definitely worth the grind. Just try to show that turret as much as possible. You can bully other medium tanks, so in a game, just go straight to the medium sides, and yeah, just bully the mediums. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. The WZ-121. I hope to see you soon. With